Thank you for joining us. I'm Naiba Reynoso. In this episode, volunteers fan out for the annual homeless count and the latest on mask mandates as restrictions loosen. But first, Care Harbor is a 3-day mega clinic offering free medical, dental, and vision care to those who need it most. For the legions who put off care during the COVID crisis, seeing the doctor never felt so good.
It's been a long 2 years. He's like, it's felt like 14. Many of our residents who have and will stand in line today haven't seen a dentist or a doctor at least 5 years.
And we also know that the COVID-19 pandemic disproportionately impacted our most under-resourced populations. Those are ones that do not have income coming in all the time or may not have insurance. And that's what this event is all about.
It has been a hard time during the pandemic. So to have this right now, we definitely need it.
This is all volunteer driven, which is why the partnership between the county, Care Harbor, UCLA really makes this all come together.
We have actually brought together more than 300 volunteers, physicians, nurses, dentists, as well as specialists in vision, pharmacists, you name it.
Departments like Department of Mental Health, Department of Public Social Services, the County Registrar Recorder, the County Public Defender is here doing record expungement, Department of Public Health, WEED Act, and Office of Immigrant Affairs.
We've been working with Care Harbor since 2013, and it's nice to see that every year more and more participants come and more people get their health care benefits taken care of. We've seen people that come in here with a major toothache, and by the end of the time that they leave, their toothache is gone.
I mean, everything's here. Your health, social services, all the benefits, law services, and it's free.
Care Harbor doesn't just provide temporary medical visits during these 3 days, it will also connect attendees to ongoing care as well.
We want to make a real impact on the people we see and then on the community at large. So follow-up is a big part of our mission.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Care Harbor.
The recent lifting of the mask mandates have left many people with questions. We talked with an expert from the Department of Public Health to get answers.
And today we welcome Jackie Valenzuela from the Department of Public Health. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you today.
LA County recently lifted mask mandates. On what was that decision based?
Well, LA County has been seeing decreases in COVID cases and how many tests come back positive and how many people have to stay in the hospital. So with those consistent declines, not just in our county, but across the state, we've been able to make some revisions to the requirements here in our county. We strongly recommend that people wear their masks, but it's no longer a requirement to do so in those indoor settings.
Okay, and how about schools, teachers, and students? Are they still required to wear masks?
Yes. Starting March 12th, though, masking will be strongly recommended, but no longer required for students, children, teachers, and staff, regardless if they're vaccinated or not. It's important to remember, though, that school districts do have the power to continue requiring schools to, put in protective measures that make sense for their school communities. And it's also important to know that kids, parents, and the teachers themselves can decide to continue to wear their masks based on the level of risk that they see in their home and in, those around them.
Right. And I understand that there are some establishments that will still require masks, such as hospitals. And what other types of settings will masks still be required and why?
Yeah, so there are some places where there are still some measures from federal and state regulations that still require you to wear your mask. So those are places like public transit, transportation hubs, healthcare settings, as you mentioned, both long-term care and adult care facilities, emergency shelters, homeless shelters. So anywhere where there might be an increased risk because there's a lot of people that are from different places under one roof.
And should we be aware that some businesses may still, as a private business, still require you to wear a mask?
Yes, business owners can decide to, find ways to limit the spread of COVID in their particular facility. And that might mean continuing to require the use of masks by employees as well as their customers and any visitors.
What about locations where a lot of people still congregate, such as bars, breweries, or mega sporting events? Are they going to require to verify vaccination from their patrons?
So those sites will no longer be required to, but we strongly recommend that they continue to employ vaccine verification before entering their venue. Again, we have to continue to remember COVID is still here. It's actually not going to go anywhere, but we do have to use the measures in place that we know that work after 2 years of dealing with this pandemic. And again, really taking into consideration what the risk is for ourselves and for those around us. We're also going to continue to make sure that testing is widely available and that continues to be free because we know that that's actually a really important tool. We saw that during our surge, and we want to make sure that that continues to be the case. So we're going to have to continue to track those numbers and then report them to the public.
Thank you so much, Jackie. This really is very helpful for us now that we're going into a new stage of the COVID pandemic. And is there anything else that you would like to share?
Yeah, I was just a quick reminder that it doesn't really matter what level of risk we have in our county. People can still continue to wear their mask even if it's not required. It's really based on your own personal preference. So make sure that you figure that out for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, so then you can make the most informed choice. So as I mentioned, if you haven't gotten vaccinated already or boosted, please do so because that's what we know is the most effective tool against this virus.
Thank you so much. And where can people find more information about the county's COVID resources?
The county has a great website, covid19.lacounty.gov. They can go there and find all kinds of information, everything from testing sites to vaccination sites. So I ask everyone to go there. And, if they don't have access to the internet, they can always dial 211 and get more information there.
Well, thank you so much, Jackie, for giving us all this valuable information.
Thank you so much.
Volunteers mobilized by car and by foot all over Los Angeles County for the 2022 Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count, which provides a snapshot in time of the county's unhoused population. We followed a team in the city of Santa Monica to see firsthand how such a massive effort is organized.
Tonight is the 2022 Santa Monica Homeless Count. In conjunction with the rest of LA County, under the auspices of the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, the city of Santa Monica is very proud and very happy to be returning to our annual homeless count.
So each vehicle gets this little bag of supplies. There's a flashlight because it's dark out here. We also get a couple of pencils to fill out the packets of information. They've got some sanitizer spray and then some masks.
So the teams are divided up between walking teams, which I'll be doing, and then people in cars. And we'll all be assigned a census tract in the city or a couple census tracts, and we'll go out. We'll count the number of tents or cars that we see, and the same will happen for people in cars.
What you can measure, you can solve. And so if we know how many people we have experiencing homelessness, if we know if they're living in makeshift shelters, in their cars, or on our streets, if we know where they are, we can direct services in their direction.
This is a labor of love, and people are coming out in the middle of the night to give up their time to do this count. And I think what you see is there's really an outpouring of caring and empathy from the community for people that are really willing to lean into this issue.
Got 60 seconds? Meet Daisy Topete, a disaster services worker who shows that when duty calls, county employees step up to meet the need.
Hi, my name is Daisy Topete. I'm a Deputy Probation Officer for Los Angeles County Probation Department, and I'm currently working as a disaster service worker, also known as DSW, here at the Pico Rivera Library. I've been with the county for over 8 years as a probation officer, but here at the library, I've been working as a DSW for approximately 2 weeks. And we will be here for as long as we're needed. My job as a DSW is to distribute COVID-19 test kits to the community. The residents can take it home. And we are also assisting them in registering their kits. Also, if they have any questions receiving results or any questions in general, we are here to help. LA County is a great place to work because it's such a massive county. So many great opportunities, so many programs that we as employees can contribute to our own communities. What motivates me as a DSW is seeing the residents of Los Angeles County living well informed and the county providing them the necessary tools to keep their families and communities safe.
Thanks for joining us. We leave you now with scenes from the majestic Vasquez Rocks. We'll see you next time on LA County Close Up.